comic book people out there, let's talk about the final issue to the He-Man Thundercats crossover from DC Comics. This is written by Rob David and Lloyd Goldfine and illustrated by Freddie E. Williams II. Short little recap, Mumra came to Eternia, he somewhat teamed up with Skeletor. Skeletor inevitably betrayed him and then consumed his ashes. But before that, Mumra mortally wounded Prince Adam. However, he turned into He-Man and his wounds disappeared. But with the Sword of Power, Skeletor took the powers of He-Man, which He-Man then turned back into Prince Adam, and his wounds killed him. But then Lion-O took Prince Adam's body back to Third Earth, to the Black Pyramid, and put him into Mumra's sarcophagus, which brought him back to life. Meanwhile, back on Eternia, Skeletor, with Mumra in his head, unleashed the ancient spirits of evil on Eternia and the Masters of the Universe and Thundercats. But the forces of good were able to defeat them. Unfortunately, though, Skeletor and Mumra merged into one being, and they became Mumator. No joke, they really did become one being, and that's what they called themselves. And in this issue, He-Man and Lion-O come back and see that all their forces have been defeated, to which they have to go into Grayskull and defeat Mumator. Luckily, though, Mumator does have the Orb of Power within Grayskull, but he hasn't been able to unlock its power yet. This is a really cool issue. We get to see different dimensions in the multiverse, including one where He-Man is essentially Superman. He's even working as a reporter. I'm also a fan of this because at a certain point, we have all of the Masters of the Universe teaming up together with the Thundercats to battle all of the mutants and all of the villains of Third Earth. It was really epic, especially at the point where Lion-O and He-Man joined their own powers together to defeat Mumator. It also opened up the doorway for all of these multi-dimensional riftways and realities so that maybe future stories can be written. The artwork is spectacular. I'm a huge fan of Freddie E. Williams and I think he really nailed it. The only thing I wasn't a fan of is that it left it very ambiguous as to what happened to Mumator, which I know that's the basis of just about every supervillain ever in comic book history, where a supervillain is defeated and then later on they come back, where maybe everything's explained in some sort of comic book way. Overall, I really like this miniseries, and I do hope that future miniseries can be done. I know some really hardcore fans out there weren't happy with some of the plot developments, but personally, I think that they really did a great job of it. I really do hope for future crossovers to take place, maybe another ongoing He-Man and the Masters of the Universe series, or maybe an ongoing Thundercats series. Being that this is both being part of DC Comics, I feel like they could really do something like this, and maybe have their own different universe where they could do their own stories. But that's it, unfortunately. I mean, this was a great series, and if you want the individual issues to this, you want to go to Comixology.com or DCComics.com, and you can download the digital copies from them, or you can wait until a trade paperback version of this comes out, which I'm sure is going to be happening in the very near future. With that, I'll leave you. Thank you guys for watching me in this video. If you haven't checked it out yet, check out my Patreon site. I'd really appreciate it. Anyways, I'll join you guys in another video very soon. Peace, love, namaste, and I'll see you guys later. Peace. My favorite panel in this was the very last page of the story. Basically, the Masters of the Universe and the Thundercats switched their sayings up. The Thundercats said, "By the power of Grayskull," and the Masters of the Universe said, "Thundercats ho!"